Merry Christmas.
It's like a Nintendo sound, like an
It
8-bit, like,
That's
like,
what this is called. 8-bit Christmas.
is it really?
Yes.
8-bit sound of Nintendo.
It's called 8-bit Christmas.
Bringing me back to my days of playing Nintendo.
Yes. All right. Well, speaking of playing games, today we're talking about what happens when you go viral. Because, if you don't know, Paul Likens, who is a member of the real estate YouTube mastermind run by Malcolm Lawson and Christina Smallhorn, that's me, posted that he had a video that finally hit the jackpot. Finally, this man has been working ever since I've been on YouTube at YouTube. And I don't know if he took any classes or not. I mean, if he did, it was, like the like basic classes. I don't think he I don't think he did any of the other ones. Basically how you start off, like this is a channel banner. This is this,
kind of like just mainly like self-taught and just being in part of groups and stuff like that then, right?
Yes, correct. I'm going to pull his channel up on the screen because I think it's important to understand. You've got some music going. Sorry, let me turn that off.
Your audio's going kind of funky.
Oh, not again.
Oh, it's okay right now. That's good.
Okay. Because it happened to me at on one of my live streams. I had to actually switch. Let me know if it happens again.
Hey, I think Paul's watching.
Yeah, I told him. I told him to watch.
He just said, woohoo!
I told him to watch because this is really for him, but everybody can learn from this because there's so many mistakes that happen, right? I have to ask you because I know you probably know the answer. What would be the worst thing for him to do after he's had this viral hit?
The worst thing?
Yes.
The worst thing he could do right now?
Right this very minute.
Is do another video with the word condo in it.
Bingo. Bingo. And you don't know how many people I've heard, oh, you have to pick up on the momentum and put another video out about condos. That is the kiss of death.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out why this particular video took off. Well, Joe, as well as I do, that there isn't enough real estate agents that are talking about condos. It is a market that is not tapped into. I've been saying that probably for 3 years, and finally somebody did it. But if you look at some of his videos, look what he had here. One of his top performing videos 2 years ago was about condos.
Yep.
And so he already had a bit of authority on that because it was at the time, it was the second most popular video on his channel. Even though it was a couple of years old, YouTube didn't forget. So when he put out this, it hit all the right spot for YouTube. It had a fantastic thumbnail.
Yeah. I was just going to say, you look at his thumbnail compared to the one that he did from 2 years ago. This one is, and it has fire. So I'm going to say it's fire, but like that thumbnail is awesome.
Yeah. The one 2 years ago, it has too many words. It's, the blue skyline, blue shirt, blue, ocean. And then you have a skateboard.
And then he's just repeating on the thumbnail, the title.
Correct.
But the one above it is,
tells a story.
It grabs you right off the bat.
Right. It's like Towering Inferno.
Yeah. And the crisis. Yep. Yeah, that juicy word.
Yeah. But another thing that he did right was that previous video was right on, right over 17 minutes. This one was 16. Almost 17 minutes.
Yep.
Two things so now like
he's following that pattern.
He followed the correct pattern. He had the word condo in there. So I told Paul this because he's like, this is the worst feeling in the world. Like you always want that to happen. Then when it happens, you're like,
what do I do now?
What the hell do I do now? And then you think to yourself, this will never replicate itself again. But you're wrong, old moose breath. You're wrong. It can happen for you again. You have a pattern that you can follow here.
The best thing he could do right now is put together a playlist strategy with this.
Correct.
That's the best thing. And if he does that, then he won't trample over the views that he's getting right now on that, but it definitely will give it some time to take off and do what it's doing, which it is. And then you release that other one, within a few, at least 4 weeks,
I'm trying to see what what would be. I'm just gonna go look. What would be? I think another video that he could touch
He's
on.
got that Florida regrets type video.
Yeah, I was just gonna say he has one that's quitting Florida. I would do a Florida regrets, and I'd make it just around 2 minutes and 35 seconds to 13 minutes long. If you want to have another video that's gonna pop off.
Yep. And then put that video in with yours and use that quitting Florida as an end card.
Correct. Yep. So if you did a Florida regrets, you would put an end screen element of quitting Florida. So those two videos tie into each other so they could be fed into the same avatar that watched this video here. Yep. Yes, indeed.
He asked, should I make a video about condos on the HUD blacklist? And then he says, not next, but in a few weeks.
Right. So if you put out a video once a week, Paul, I wouldn't touch anything about condos again until about you did this less than a week ago. So 3 to 4 weeks from now is when you could touch that again. And I would use the word condo and like something, surviving condos HOA policies or something like that. You could even use the word the biggest condo crisis in Florida.
Yep.
So you were actually like taking the words from the thumbnail on this one and using that for your title on your next one.
And then just remember that after you publish that video, go back and add end cards to both. Because sometimes you forget to do that. You get all excited. And you're like, oh man, I got this video, and then it's like, oh, but you can ramp up your views if you'll just do one little extra step after and do a suggested best for viewer, and then one that is linking back to the condo crisis.
I know, because I've done that too. So like if you would take your new condo crisis video, I mean your old, like the one that just went viral, and then you make a new one. The old one should have the new card for the new video on it on that end screen, because that way they're kind of like, feeding each other.
Yeah, and they may not see this. They'll probably see the condo crisis first, but then if they're already watching that, and then it's like, okay, it's up next. Then all of a sudden your chances of that one getting more views because of it is huge.
Right, because you have like what they like, how like people binge watch stuff. You get them down a rabbit hole of watching content about condos. But I would only do a condo type video once a month. That is a new playlist.
Yeah. You literally, if you have that as one of your playlists and you just do that one video a month, or however it works, however many playlists, but if say you had 4 playlists, you would just release it once. And I do think that whole Florida regrets, leaving Florida, that's a whole nother playlist that you could play off of as well.
Correct. So you hit once a month. Yep. So just remember that when you do your next video, is that you have to use similarities into your next one. Don't make it your thumbnail exactly the same. Don't use the exact same words on your thumbnail either.
But you can use the same font.
You could use the exact same font. You could use like a dark background, whether like a dark sky, maybe add a little bit of flames, not the whole entire flame, a different type of condo, something like that, but make it similar, not exact, but because this is what works. So you just replicating what worked for your next time.
Just some small tweaks on it. He says, I created a condo playlist, which I didn't have before this video.
Right. Good. Well, now you do.
Yeah. Awesome.
Now you do. You're going to keep hitting it.
That's exciting though. You know what? I was reading his comments that he did when he posted it on the Facebook group, and he was like, after 7 years.
Yeah.
7 years, dude. That's incredible that like you just kept grinding. Now the cool thing is like you've got some momentum, like put that strategy together and that structure, and it'll just continue to carry you. But it is a something to worry about too, because then you're like, oh, what if my next video doesn't do as well? So you have to like look at the patterns that got you there and what got it, and trust me, like that YouTube will suggest those videos if you hit that stuff.
It took him 382 videos to get to that big viral hit.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's tenacity right there.
Yep. This is serious numbers right here. 392 in 4 days.
Yeah.
That is serious numbers. Good job, man.
Yeah, that's incredible.
It's really good. And then, he was a little concerned because on the back end look different than the numbers on the front end. And whenever this happens to anybody, you should know this, that YouTube is going through a verification process of if they're legitimate views and if they're not what they call spam accounts. So sometimes people are doing things to fudge the numbers because they want to look like they're doing better than they are. And they will hire these companies to basically go over and watch their video and make fake comments on their videos. Anybody who has a lick of sense knows that it's total baloney. And the worst is when you see a video that has like 183,000 views, they have like 10 comments.
Yeah, I was going to say
right
like
there, it's nothing but a hose. Yeah. Nothing but a hose. So YouTube has a system, it has an algorithm, but it has to still filter through all of that data before it's verified numbers that you would see on the front end of your account. So don't panic if you see on your back end, I have
hasn't caught up yet.
Yeah, it's like I have over 400,000 views on this video, and on YouTube it's only showing 100,000 views. They have to verify it. I mean, it just takes them time to verify it. And they know what the typical velocity of a video is on your channel itself. So they may even be holding it back even longer than normal because of the fact that they're like
they want to really verify.
Yeah, they typically know how much video views that I would get in the first hour of a video. If all of a sudden that number is extremely high in comparison, let's just say in an hour I got 7,000 views, they would hold back probably 6,000 of those because they know I only typically get between 700 to 1,000 views. They know darn well that is not going to happen. They would hold it back, and sometimes it takes days. I mean, you may very well have by the end of this week. It's not unheard of that you could possibly have a 1 million viewed video right here or close to it.
Yep. One of the things that's also so like, you do this and you have this happen, and then it's like, what do I do next? Like, what's the biggest thing? And what's cool is your comment section of that is a gold mine for you to go through and actually see what people are talking about, what got them engaged, all of those types of things, and then analyze that to help you come up with some content. Because if they take the time to actually make a comment and share something, like there's really some good information. And a lot of people, some people may think it, and then it's like you got 10 people that think it, and then finally one person writes it. So it also can help with that. How many comments does he have on that video?
I don't know. I'm just looking at his
about info.
Yeah.
He's got a squeeze page on there.
Yeah, I was just seeing like what he had there. Just looking. I'm trying to get to the darn comments, man. They have to make you go through all this garbage now.
Yeah, 1,100, almost 1,200 comments.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to sort through all of them, do it with ChatGPT.
Yes. Yep. You can have ChatGPT organize it, tell you who's watching it, tell you all sorts of stuff about. Yeah, gives you a little summary of everything on your channel. Yeah. Oh, wow.
That's incredible. Good job, Paul.
And there's look how like detailed these
Right.
comments are.
Yeah, they want to be heard. They have experience with that.
Yep. Look, and you're absolutely correct. I mean, these are great comments. Sometimes it can get overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie.
That's, you know what though, like even that, like even like to stay on top of that, if you download the ChatGPT app, you can you can copy and paste and then have it do a response for you.
I've done that. Like sometimes when they write a huge novel,
Man,
like
I don't want to read the whole thing.
yeah, I'm not going to sit there and read the whole thing. I know that's wrong, but I just don't have time. But I feel like they took the time to write all of that out. So I'm like, okay, Chat GPT. I copy, paste it, put it in there, and I'm like, hey, tell me how to answer this. And they answer it. And I'm like, copy, paste, put in there. And you wouldn't believe the response of people are like, wow, thank you so much for that detail.
I can't believe you took that much time to respond to me. And then it like creates even more.
People love it.
They do.
Yeah, this is funny. Yeah. If you get one number wrong, one number wrong, if they feel like you've said something incorrectly, I referred to my husband as being Spanish, but he's not from Spain, he's from Colombia. I was torn up. You would have thought I murdered puppies the way that they were ripping me apart because I said that he was Spanish and not he's Colombian, he's not Spanish. I'm like,
yeah. Yeah, they'll get in there. But the cool thing is that, you know, you get some of that in there, get some people. You'll also have people that jump on and will defend you because they've been watching you and all that stuff too, which is amazing too. So it's not all people that are haters. Like you build that following and then you don't even have to respond because they'll back you up.
I do that a lot. You know, a lot of times people are like, oh, what do you do with a comment like that? I'm like, I'd leave it because other people are going to put it like other people are going to say what they have to say, because sometimes the comments are so ridiculous or so incredibly mean that other people are like, what is wrong with you? Why are you like this? So you don't even have to say anything.
Yeah, because they'll defend you.
Yeah. Oh, look, even real estate agents saw this.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Wow. Yeah. See, look, they're talking about HOAs in here. So you need to, like, your next video should be, oh, look, see, lots of HOA stuff. And I know they explained that in the video, but that wasn't in the title. So your next video needs to be something about HOAs and like the HOA, surviving the HOAs in a condo association, you know?
And then have like dark clouds.
Yeah, dark clouds, like just
nightmare.
Yeah, scary situation. Like my video, my thumbnail for HOAs, it said HOA hell. People are like, concur, you know, they can wait. So I told him, I'm like, I showed him my thumbnail and I said, do something like that. That if you're ever stuck, just look to see what other people are doing. You follow successful channels. Yep. You did a great job. Fantastic, Palm Beach Paul. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, he really did awesome. Just keep that momentum and then don't beat yourself up if you don't hit it right, knock it out of the park on the next one. Just keep going and follow that pattern, those things that help you get there. Go back and analyze your videos too and look where they spike. See what people are going back and watching. Like that's another really big thing after it, processes and you got a little bit of time. Go back and see where that audience is going back and rewatching stuff. That means they're interested in it.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any questions for us, Paul? If you're out there, we will answer anything you got for us because this doesn't happen very often, and we want you to continue to do well. And it's well deserved because you've been busting your rear end and didn't give up. Do you know how many people would have thrown in the towel by now? Yeah,
that's insane.
It's so good. Like I know that feeling too. Like I put out a video, man, and I put my blood, sweat, and tears into it, and like got 700 views, and I was like, wow,
like, what?
Yeah, making total headway on YouTube. So frustrating. No, he said, no, just thanks for all the help over the years. Of course. Yep. All right. Palm Beach Paul. That was it. I've always liked his screen name too. Palm Beach Paul. It was good. Do we only have 2 reviews today?
No, I think we got a couple. What did you say? I'm looking to make one about HOA and all the changes with them. All right, cool.
Yeah. You know what? Which another one too, Paul, is insurance. The insurance costs for for condos. That's another one. Yep. Philip Randolph, welcome. Nice to see you, my friend. I haven't seen you in it over here. I'm glad you made your way over. Yep. Yeah, that's just another one for you to hit. So we gave you 3 video ideas just for condos. So you're gonna be doing it. You're gonna be doing just fine. Will it be this viral hit? Maybe not. But you know what's gonna happen is that every time that you hit that playlist, it's going to lift up that one video that's constantly getting views. So that way it doesn't just die on the vine.
Yep.
That's the other thing that happens to people when they get momentum on a video that they like continues to do well. And like every once in a while you're still getting views on it. That means that YouTube likes that content and continues to send it out to people. That means you need to make another video on it. What happens with a lot of people is they make that one video and they're like, oh, I already did a video on that. I'm not going to do it again. I said everything that needs to be said about that. So I'm not going to say it anymore.
You could say it almost exactly the same in just a different setting with a little bit of different and have a totally different thumbnail and title, and people will watch it and be like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Correct. And a lot of times, and you'll look in your analytics too, is that the people that are watching your videos generally are not people that have ever seen you before. Most of them are not subscribed. So even though you may have said it 100 damn times, that's the first time they've ever heard it.
Yep.
And I think, was it Mark Rober that said that whenever he makes a video, he never makes it for the subscribers. He makes it for the person that's never seen him before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that dude makes 12 videos a year.
He does. He makes 12 years. I think he might even make only 6.
Maybe less now.
Yeah. I think he only makes 6, but he only makes it for the person that's never seen him before. So there's that. So I'll get every once in a while, I'll get somebody that's like, you just say the same thing in every single video. I'm like, well, I'm so glad you're watching every single one.
And thanks, ChatGPT. Do a little snarky response.
Appreciate you watching every single video since I say the same exact thing every time. All right. We're going into the channel reviews. If you have any questions in the chat, just make sure you put the word question beforehand and then we'll put it up on the screen and we'll answer your questions. If you have a channel that you want to have reviewed, there is a link in the Real Estate Mastermind group. Just fill out that form. If you're in the chat and you want it, just go ahead and tell us because, we only got a few on here today.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here we go. We got Discover Fairbanks. Okay, Discover Fairbanks. Fairbanks North Pole. How cool is that? I wonder if they see Santa. Cool. Do you think they see Santa?
Maybe. They should have like a little thing going over the
like gnome. A little gnome? Like a
little elf.
Little elf. Okay, so Discover Fairbanks. I see what you're doing here. You got I love the skyline. That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But, like to have these 2 logos here, not really necessary. I wouldn't have these little emblems of Facebook and Instagram. They don't do anything that you can't click on them. And you really don't want to take them off platform anyway. So just remove those. And since this is your channel name, figure out a way to express to the audience what they're going to get from this channel. So if they click on here, what is the value proposition that you're offering to them when they watch your videos? So just kind of figure out a few words to throw in there. But other than that, it's a pretty channel banner. It's not a life or death situation if you don't have a massive, wonderful channel banner. But these are just little things, little tweaks. Joe?
I agree. I like it though. I like how they show kind of like the different seasons and everything just at a glance. You look at it, but again, I agree with you, and it's more of a a preference thing, but I would have something to do with real estate and offering some kind of, because I don't know if you're discovering Fairbanks as a tourist, or are you doing it
Right.
as, like you just want to, like at a quick glance, hey, we do real estate.
Clearly.
And I get it if they're like, well, it shows real and Apex, so they should know, but most people
Nobody
don't.
cares.
Yeah, they don't know, because other agents may know what it is, but people may not. So just my suggestion would be do something with real estate.
I concur, Joe Eves. All right, you're gonna hear me fuss at you. This is fine. The little paragraph is fine. But I'm gonna tell you to take off this Facebook and Instagram. The only reason being is that YouTube wants you to, as a viewer, to stay on YouTube. The only links that you should have are things that will capture these people as a lead. So if you're going to take them off the platform, take them off a platform that will make them a lead in your pocket.
Yep.
Instead of like, you don't need likes. You don't need little comments on your Facebook page. That doesn't do anything for you, but it sure does do something for you if they fill out that form and you get their contact information. Then you can put on a drip mail campaign and have conversations with them. That becomes a very, very, very warm lead. So
yeah, it's one of those things, I think, that we talk about it every time, but maybe just to go into it a little bit more, kind of like the psychology of it is that people are, like, you want to make it as easy as possible. With 1 or 2 clicks, they're able to get a hold of you. And if you distract them or you do that, you're like, well, it doesn't really matter. Well, it does. Like, if you just have a landing page where the only thing they can do is fill out the information and submit it, or close the window, they're gonna be more likely to fill it out. Like searching the MLS and all of that stuff, I'm not as big of a fan of that. I think that they find it on Zillow or Realtor.com or all these other search places. You're better off taking them right to a landing page. Say, hey, let us work with you. Like, book
a call with us.
Yeah.
Like this. That first link takes you to this. Can you see this?
Yeah. Yep.
So to me, I would have had that first link going straight to book a call with us.
Yeah.
Let's talk in person. Let's meet.
You're just giving them that call to action, and people are like, oh, you know what? I probably do want to talk a little bit. And chances are that if you've been putting out content consistently, they've been watching, and then that's why, they're like, hey, you were talking about this. They feel like they know you a little bit more. So it's not as intimidating for them to reach out, because they feel like they kind of already know you.
I concur, Joe Eves. I concur. I do like their profile pictures.
Profile picture's great. Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. Why your real estate agent doesn't call you back? Bad agent alert. Best and most unique Montessori school in Fairbanks. Okay. So I think you're doing kind of like what Daryl Eves calls is the spaghetti against the wall method. You need to focus on what your channel is actually about. And you're going to say to me, it's about real estate. I have home tours there. I'm telling everybody about my community. I'm a digital mayor. And I'm going to tell you that's a terrible strategy. And the reason being is that you're trying to make content for everybody and you're focusing on nobody. And so it becomes spaghetti against the wall, and hopefully something sticks one day. And then you'll know what your niche is, right? And if you tell me your niche is Fairbanks, Alaska, I'm going to tell you your location is not your niche. That is not a niche. That's just a geographical place. Unless you're a travel guide in that specific area, you don't really want to sell them the Fairbanks Montessori school. What you really want to do is sell them a house.
Yeah.
So talk about houses. Am I right, Joe? Or
you're right. I concur 100%. I think that, going through and looking at this, you're kind of like Christina says, you're just kind of covering everything. Pick something that you want to focus on, and, and then make the content for that person, and the views will go better, because YouTube then knows, hey, I know this person has been searching this stuff. This video contains some of this stuff, so let's suggest it to them and have them watch that. And that's really where you're going to get more views. If we go back and we look at Paul's video that he did, I guarantee you that it showed up on the browse and also suggested videos for a ton of people, because it got that momentum. And then YouTube's like, ooh, this is a good video. It's about condos.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went out there. And that's kind of what we're talking about, is come up with like who you want to make the content for. If it's going to be relocation because they're moving to go to, Fairbanks, like have it a relocation channel of why, relocation is a good thing, and talk about the good, the bad, all the things about relocation, not about your specific area. And yeah, I think if you do that, you'll get a little bit more traction, because you have a consistent message at that point.
You're all over the place. You have things about staging, and then a video right before that about bring guns to Alaska. The potato water tower to a boiler. I don't know who you're talking to. You're making videos with no direction. I did this too. I mean, I'm literally like.
But that's why we're doing this,
Right.
We're doing that whole, hey, let's sit down and show you, because, no one really tells you, hey, I'm making a video of what I think people want to watch, or what I'm making something that I want to make, rather than like, what is it that people want to watch?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Someone living in Omaha says, how do we get our channel evaluated?
Did you fill out the form if you go to the actual post that's on Real Estate Video Mastermind, or YouTube Real Estate Video Mastermind? Malcolm named that group, by the way. There's just the highlighted thing. I'll let me pull it up, and so you can see it. Facebook. Real Estate YouTube Mastermind. That's what it's called. I found it. All right. Share this tab instead. All right. We're going to scroll down, and we're going to find my posty post. If we can find my posty post. Oh, here it is. Okay. Look right there. There's a blue thing right here. Click on that, fill out that form, and then it comes straight to us.
Yep. Make sure you put your YouTube channel in there so we can.
Well, the screen name is that Living in Omaha with David Matney. I bet you if I was a betting man. Let me see. Living in Omaha. I don't know how to spell Omaha. There we go. Living in Omaha, and then what is it? Dash what?
Dash David Matney, Matney. Hopefully I'm saying that right. David.
M-A?
Matney.
Matny. There we are. Do you want? Yeah. I'm probably gonna get hammered. He says, "Come on,
no,
come on, we're not that bad."
We want to help. It's all about giving back and helping. We want you to succeed.
Yes, and it's all out of, what do they call it? Tough love. All right. We got Living in Omaha with David and Matney. New videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Living in Omaha. Call, text me. David Matney with Nebraska Realty. Subscribe. All right, David. First things first. Channel banner says nothing about what your channel's about. Is it about real estate, or is it about, like, are you a tour guide of living in Omaha, Nebraska? I think you're a real estate agent. Last time I checked. So find out what your value proposition is for the person that is actually coming to watch your videos. Second thing is, you don't need new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Whoever told you needed to have that on there is full of malarkey. You don't need to do that. Joe?
I mean, unless you are doing that every Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah, but I mean, come on.
I'm just messing. Yeah, the thing is, the viewer is not going to care. What they're going to care about is the content, right? So exactly what Christina is saying is, you need, at first glance, they need to know that you do real estate, and you are an expert in this niche, not the location, but the niche, right? And you have content that at a glance they know, okay, he understands, you know, new construction really well, or he understands, you know, I don't know, affordable housing. I don't know like what it is. You would have to decide what type of niche you want to go after, and then you create that information where you say, my goal is to help you buy, sell, or invest. You've got 3 different things right there. Focus on, I know you're saying that, but focus on one thing in the content that you make. It doesn't mean that you won't be able to help people buy, sell, or invest. It's just you're casting a wider net because you're going to a broader audience than just people in your local area. And I know a lot of gurus are going to tell you, you have to be, like Christina's saying, you've got to be the digital mayor. You have to make videos of all this stuff. And ultimately, you know, you'll do okay and you'll get leads. We're not saying you won't, but what happens is you hit a ceiling, and you hit like what other video should I be making? And you just exhaust it, and it stays really hyper focused and local. And what you want is you want to cast a wider net, because as a real estate agent, you can send referrals throughout the country. So you don't necessarily just have to work in Nebraska. You can do it through the whole country if you have the right content. Because think about, like, you know, if people are asking, hey, you're giving them good content, they're understanding because you're an expert in, you know, the niche that you pick. Then they start asking you questions, you reach out, and then they're like, hey, do you know anyone? We're thinking about this. Yeah, I have a really good friend, and you refer them. Like, that's the natural way of getting organic leads through YouTube, is by providing really good content. But part of that is you got to get people to see it. And if you don't follow with what YouTube wants, then it's going to suppress your content, or it's not going to let your content go, because you're doing that spaghetti against the wall, and it doesn't know who to send it to because you keep confusing the algorithm.
You don't need this subscribe thing here either. That's unnecessary.
Yep. Everybody knows how to subscribe.
This was a thing, though. I mean, like, if we're gonna be honest, the reason why this still stick around and people still think you need to have it is because at one time YouTube was so new, nobody knew that, like, you subscribe to a channel. They didn't even understand what that was about.
Right.
So, you know, like, they would write that on things. They would say it in videos all the time because it was important for the growth of their channel. But that even subscribers don't help the growth of your channel. Your videos are what helps the growth of your channel.
Yep.
I mean,
views.
Yeah, the views. Yep. The other thing is, I was clicking on this, and this literally takes you to, if you click on that, Joe, it actually takes you to the automatic subscribe button on his YouTube channel.
Yeah, that was one of those tricks that they were telling you to do too. Hey, have it go to where it'll automatically click where you can then subscribe if you're on your mobile or whatever. Put a squeeze page there, a little landing page.
Landing page, squeeze page, Calendly, something that contacts.
Book a call with me.
Yeah, exactly.
People are, I think that some people may not realize that people are okay booking calls and using Zoom. You know, ever since like COVID, it's a thing that a lot of people are totally fine doing things remotely. They don't have to feel like they got to jump on a physical phone call or whatever. A lot of people are really happy to just do a quick Zoom call.
I concur, Joey's.
What else we got?
We got his, let's look at some thumbnails and titles here.
Yeah.
Omaha, Nebraska. Omaha market 2024 crash. The question mark. Omaha, Nebraska crash prediction. Separating hype from reality. So I don't know if you know this. This is one of those things that Daryl used to set on his live streams many times. Let's try to keep your titles down to 65 characters. I know you've probably heard that for good SEO traffic, it's great to have all these double titles, and that is literally a bunch of horsepucky.
Yep.
Yeah.
The other thing that I'm noticing is that you're putting the text on the thumbnail, and then your title is exactly the same thing or very close to it. Like Correct. Omaha real estate market update, December 2023. So what happens in January to that video?
Mhm.
You dated it for December 2023.
Yep. Like, this doesn't belong on your real estate channel. 10 things mom and dad didn't tell you about life. That you could go on a blog or whatever, but that doesn't belong on a real estate channel. And again, you're doing the digital mayor thing. I did it too. So like this, I'm assuming this video is probably has something to do with Google because you have the little email thing. If it was me, because Google is a word that people would really want to know about, I'd be like, is Google moving to Omaha? What's the relocation process like? Or something, something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have anything about Omaha's best breakfast places. Has nothing to do with real estate.
And then I'm a little confused on the ChatGPT's Omaha, Nebraska.
I think he was thinking, well, this is a trending topic, so he was going to make a video. If I'm going to guess, because I saw a few people do that. Yep.
Listen, we're all about ChatGPT.
Oh, we're in love with it.
Mm-hmm.
It is literally my virtual assistant.
But stay on topic with the content that you're making. So again, goes back to not wanting to confuse your viewer of what you're doing.
I like these two thumbnails. I like them. Omaha Uncovered and the Buy Now or Wait.
Yeah, they look nice.
They're simplified in comparison to what he has up here.
Yeah.
These are not good in comparison to these tell a story.
Yep. You can look at it right off the bat.
And it's not duplicating words. Yep. Yes, indeed. Okay. Did we hurt you too bad, David? Are you okay? Are you feeling all right?
He's still on, so we didn't scare him away too bad.
Yeah, he doesn't want to drown us in the Christmas punch. All right, it's Tammy's turn. Come on down, Tammy. All right, Tammy Broxson, Gainesville, Florida realtor. The Broxson Real Estate Group, moving to Gainesville, Florida. New episodes every Friday. University of Florida. All right, your turn.
Okay, we kind of it seems a trend, but we talked about this before. Is you don't need episodes every Friday. You don't need that on there. You do have a little bit of a value proposition, but it's your name first and like really big rather than having Gainesville, Florida, or stuff about Florida. And then if you want to have yourself on there, you can. But really, again, it's more focusing on the real estate side of things. The other thing is I would imagine Florida is beautiful. Maybe it's beautiful there, like having maybe more of that background of how beautiful Florida is. I do. Again, it's kind of, does that say University of Florida? Is that what that says?
It does.
So, and okay, you can talk about, so that is something, like if you want to talk about that type of stuff. But I would focus again more on the real estate side. And I don't know if the reason you're putting the university there is because people relocate to it, or people.
It's busy because of the university. It's a big area.
Right. So my question would be that might be a great, relocation buy homes for students or student housing or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You talk to investors.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Lovely profile picture. Love it.
Yep. You could see she looks very friendly.
Yep. So this is her first highlighted. Let's see where this takes you. This always is. Here we go. Oh, I don't hate it. Yep. I don't hate it.
Yep. You can
Yep.
only do 2 things. I mean, really, you fill it out or you leave.
Yep.
I guess you could share
But
it
this is just for buyers. The email me for the ultimate buyer's guide.
Yeah.
I would just say, email me to
Book
book
a
a
call.
call.
Yeah, talk to me. I
Talk
wanna
to me.
talk to you.
Let's have a discussion. Little
Yeah.
wordies on the
They're
Selly
clicking on
Bobo.
if they're clicking on that, then it's your next little bit of, like, call to action of, like, you want to then draw them in and be like, "Let's talk, like, book a call, we're excited," like, like, that is boring to me. It's
Mhm.
like, "Oh, you want a guide?" It's very, like, non-committal. I would
Mhm.
you have, like, a picture of yourself, I put something like that, and then book a call, and, like, you're looking happy, and, just have them where they can fill out to name and phone number or email and phone, whatever, and
But this was the first one today that
that's
actually
true. She did
that's
it. I
actually
mean, that's way better than not having one for sure, or going to, like, your Facebook or Instagram or some of these others.
right. She did good. She did good. Good job, Tammy. Tammy, Bo Mammy, Banana Fana, Bo Mammy. Okay. All right, let's go down here. We're gonna go to videos. All right. This I'm sure she was trying to make a short and it
Mm,
didn't really work. It was just what it was 5 seconds too
5
long.
seconds too long. Gotta stay 60 seconds or less.
Yeah, yeah.
The other thing that's hard is when you have red text on a thumbnail.
I
It's
know. Everybody thinks that red text would pop, and I used to think that too. And the only time it does is when it has a black background.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. It looks to me you don't have a lot of consistency with making videos. Like you've got one video that came out a month ago, then 4 months ago, then 8 months ago, then 9 months ago. Yeah, I would say consistency is key, and then you need a strategy that relates to real estate, just like we've been telling everybody. Nobody cares about the top jobs when you're a real estate channel. What like are you offering them a job? No, you want them to buy a house, you know? Do you own a pizza place? No. You probably just want them, to buy a house. Do they coffee shops? Do you own one of those? I mean, like, the purpose for them to go to your channel and for you to create this content, it isn't just for poops and giggles. It's literally for them to get a hold of you as a real estate professional. And right now, all you are is a tour guide on your channel. Like, show them what you are there for. What is it that you're there for? What is your superpower as a real estate agent? And make content around that. Um, that's what I'd say.
I concur.
Yeah.
David is asking, can you hire someone off Fiverr to develop a squeeze page? You can.
Or you can just notify Joe Eves because he happens to have the really cool squeeze pages.
Yeah, you can do that. Or so I can definitely help you. There's also Wix. Like if you want to do it yourself, like there's websites that you can set up yourself and just do a very simple name, phone number. You can set up a Calendly too if you want, but if you want some help with the squeeze page, I do have some pretty cool stuff that not only does the squeeze page, but some automation and that kind of stuff to warm up those leads.
Yeah, it looks like she's been doing a lot more shorts.
Yeah.
Yep. At least these are sticking with real estate.
Yeah.
So that's good. Yay. Well, your shorts have a better focus. That's for sure. And then I would honestly, if I don't figure out who your avatar is. Are you trying to speak to home buyers and sellers and people relocating? Or are you trying to speak to real estate agents? Because this one is like, what real estate brokerage is the best to join? If a person is buying or selling a house, they don't give a crap about real estate brokerages.
Yeah.
You need a little bit more focus. I'll keep with that.
I concur.
I was gonna say, do you concur, Joe Eves?
Concur. Yes. Yep. I should have wore my I concur hoodie.
Oh, are you wearing the one that Jen made you?
No, I went to get it and my wife washed it. So it'll be for our next live stream. I'm going to wear it. It's a cool shirt.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to see it. I wanted to see it.
It's awesome. I'll send you a picture.
Oh, okay. Well, Mr. Joe Eves, I think that's it. I don't think we have any more people to review today.
How many did we do? Did we do? Oh, I put 2 in there twice. 3.
Yep.
What the heck?
Yep.
And,
you really wanted that person reviewed really badly.
or maybe they put it in 3 times and I just copied and pasted. They really want it. So, here's the thing is that we're getting towards the end of the year. We're getting to where people are, kind of looking for their goals and the things that they want to do. And if you are serious about wanting to make more of a impact on your business, what are some things that they can do, Christina, as far as YouTube is concerned?
Well, a lot of things that we talked about today. Create a strategy, understand who you're making videos for, and stay focused. Like you can make, let's say if you put out a video a week, 1 video a week, you could come up with 4 playlist strategies that would relate to one specific avatar that you could follow the entire year. And then if you're only making that for one specific type of buyer, seller, investor, whatever, I promise you with every fiber of my being, you will have success. I promise you. And not because they had don't limit yourself because you've heard that because these specific videos work for our channel. I know what you're saying, but try to open your mind to see what else is out there, because a search channel is only going to get you so far.
Yep.
And if you actually go a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper in the pond, you're going to see there's a whole new world for you to open up. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So.
That brings up a really good point is, sometimes I've heard a lot of different people that say, my business changed when I focused on the type of business that I wanted.
Correct.
And then when I focused on that type of business, I've got some buddies that the only thing they do, the only real estate they do is land. That's it, land development. They don't do anything else. And when they stopped doing everything else and they focused on that niche, it's exploded. And not only do they know everything about it in the area and everything, but people go to them because of their knowledge and because of their expertise, and they don't take any listings outside of if it's land. And if you think about what the power is, that's exactly what we're telling you to do with YouTube. Is we're telling you, find something that's your superpower or that you're really passionate about, and then go all in on that and quit getting distracted. A lot of people start getting momentum and then they forget what got them there, and then they start listening to people that are giving them terrible advice, and then they're like, well, it's not working, and they just had that, like they were right there getting ready to do it, and they stopped. It's like those guys, if they would have, someone said, hey, we got a $5 million listing house, do you want to do it? Like, it's not, he's like, it's not my lane, I'm staying in my lane. And he understands the value of, people want, and they don't understand that because they're like, well, you do real estate. And he's like, no, I don't. I do land.
Right.
So if you can focus on those things, then just like Christina was saying, it will grow, because not only will your content get better, it's because you learn and you understand and you get better at it. But as you make more videos, you get better at making videos. Even just a little bit better each video is going to make a huge difference.
Think about that guy that's in your area that's done nothing but foreclosures. All of his listings are foreclosures. All of his closings are foreclosures. All the buyers that come to, they're buying foreclosures. Is because he stuck to one thing. He got relationships with banks and he only listed foreclosures, and he understood how to talk to banks and became the foreclosure expert. And he rolled in it because he stuck to one thing instead of trying to be everything to everybody.
Yep.
He knew he followed a path and stuck with it. Some people just don't want to do that. They're like, I need to know it all.
Well, it's hard. I mean, I get it. Listen, it's hard because as agents, like sometimes we don't even know what we want to do. Sometimes like one week we're like, oh, I'm going to be a luxury agent. And then the next week you're like, I'm going to do affordable housing. And then the next week. So it's like, you kind of have to like decide.
You got to pick what you want to be when you grow up.
Yeah.
Time for you to get your college degree.
and then you got to stick with it. The thing that's hard is because when you see someone else and you compare yourself.
Yeah.
So you compare yourself and you're like, oh, I'm going to start doing this because they had success. Mm-hmm. Well, you know, Paul he's a great example of just going through and looking at how many videos he made.
Somebody copied him immediately. The very next day, I saw somebody copy him.
Yeah.
I was like, that was just gross.
And so the thing is it's like, okay, they're chasing the headlines, they're chasing the things that is not
abuse.
Yeah, it's not sustainable.
Yep.
You provide value. The reason his video took off is because he provided value. He added an incredible thumbnail. He had an amazing title, and then his content was really good.
And he hit it right at the right time.
Yeah. So, you know, and it only takes one like that to get you on that momentum.
Yep. And it doesn't mean it has to be one and done. I don't want everybody to know that. Just because, you know, a lot of people feel that way. They're like, how can I replicate it? It can happen. Just go ahead and watch this video all at the beginning. At the beginning again, we gave super valuable information if you happen to have a video that takes off. So, but if you really want to know the really good stuff, all you have to do is go to realestatevideogeeks.com, realestatevideogeeks.com. And we have a surprise. If you haven't joined the Facebook group that Malcolm Lawson and I have, Joe and I already talked to Malcolm and he said it was okay, but we're going to be offering a special deal for our course, the Real Estate Video Geeks. And it's one-on-one coaching with Joe and I. It's weekly coaching that we meet every Thursday. After this live stream's done, we have a break and then we start our live coaching with our students. And you get it for a lifetime. It's lifetime access to Joe and I to help you through this path. And we're going to be offering a Christmas special to the first of the for New Year's. So it's coming up. I'm very excited, and it'll be your opportunity because you know as well as I do that the real estate market has changed, and you're going to have to learn how to be a marketer first and a real estate agent second to survive this time around. What do you say, Joe Eves?
I concur. And we have the tools and the community to help you succeed. If your goal really is to crush it on YouTube and you really want to generate more business, then join our group. They're very helpful. We have a wonderful community. And the thing that's great is you're getting all of the same information that works, not the stuff that like all these supposed gurus are telling you. All of this stuff that we're teaching you comes from Daryl's course. We have built this course with him as well, but it's specific to real estate agents because there's some things that that we obviously understand that, and Daryl's like, you guys should make a course, and we're like, okay, let's do it. But
because he doesn't understand the compliance part of it. There's things like we can't say because he's like, oh, you should do a video about this. I'm like, yeah, if I want to lose my license.
Yeah, but
he didn't know.
Yeah. But the thing is that everything that we've talked about today, from patterns to looking at like little things to help you create more content, to make more videos, to get more thumbnails, all of these things, you have a community where you can share that with. And that's why I like it so much, is because we have a really good group. We really, really do.
I love our people because, you know, the one thing that I can honestly say is that we have accountability people and everybody keeps one another accountable. And that's what makes for successful channels.
Yeah, they show up.
All right. So I just want everybody to be successful for 2024. Look for our special, what is it? What do we call this? It's a special.
We'll do like a discount.
Special discount.
Yeah, discount. We don't normally do this ever. And so like, this isn't something that's like oh, I'll wait for the next one. We literally don't. Our prices have only gone up. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yes. Yes, they have. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, if it's the version of, yeah, it is the real estate version of, it's like, it's much easier to comprehend. Matter of fact, some of our students took Channel Jumpstart. They said it was like drinking from a fire hose, Channel Jumpstart, and we brought it back to where it just relates to
It's
real
relevant.
estate, and they're like, "Oh, now we get it." So, yeah, we have quite a few students that were Channel Jumpstarters. So,
Yeah, and it's still a lot, and there's a lot of work and a lot of things you have to do, but it is a lot more relatable because you may not be dealing with kind of the scale that they may be talking about. So this is a really, really good way to get into it, and you're drinking out of a hose rather than a fire hose.
yeah, 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 a little garden hose, a little
It's like
watering
a little trickle out there.
can. Yeah. All right, everybody. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. I think we should take next Thursday off, Joe. What do you think?
I concur.
All right, let's have a break. We deserve it. We deserve it. Bye,
We do.
everybody. I appreciate everybody turning your videos. And thank you, Paul, for letting us give you a little analysis. A little analysis, so we don't have any paralysis.
Yes, exactly.
let's
You
end
guys,
with some cool music. Ready?
I'm
Eddie
gonna-
has this one.
What do you got?
This is horrific sounding.
This is like a Christmas rap music.
It's like it's creepy.
Some bass gonna hit on this.
Doesn't it sound like so scary?
I feel like Santa Claus is
Yeah.
gonna get